Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
We're Pat and JT. Thanks for downloading our podcast, and make sure you like, review, subscribe, and share with your friends. It's Pat and JT, and our website, patandjt.com. You can go there or call us, which we'll get to some voicemails here in just a little bit. 402-403-9478.
All right. So I was trying to look up a story here real quick, and I get so tired of it. You go to a story, and I get it. Newspapers have to make money too. But when you click on a story and not all newspapers require you to subscribe, but we ran into the same thing, with the World Herald too, when they've got content that their subscribers get it first.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And then everybody else gets it after the fact.
Sure.
Except for when it's, with a local story, I can totally understand. When it's a local headline, it pertains to their followers, their subscribers. Like our story even was behind the paywall when it first came out. And then after 4 or 5 days, then it was free to everybody. And I just clicked on a story this story has been out, might I add, for 7 days. And I clicked on a link, and it was for a newspaper in Washington, D.C., Washington Post. And yeah, you had to subscribe to get it. And I'm like, all right, for the love. It's already carried by 19 other outlets.
That's
for free.
It's free, right? So come on.
So
come on. I know it's
just a waste of a couple of minutes. It's no big deal, but it's just frustrating. You click through and it's like, no, I don't want, no, $1, no.
I lied to the World Herald guy yesterday at Hy-Vee when you walk in and he's right in front. And
that's terrible.
Every time he's like, hey, would you like a subscription to the paper? And I've gone down that road and I've talked to him, and it's a sales pitch, obviously. Sales pitch. I'm like, I already get it, which I do. I can get it in the building here.
Yes.
John has it.
I know.
I
feel bad because there are a lot of people that are friends of ours that work for the World Herald.
And it's expensive.
But it's expensive. Yeah,
right.
Even my hometown paper, Ashland, it's once a week, and it went up significantly.
Yeah, so then
and you want to support them, but it's hard. It's like, well, we need to find a different business model. So you guys, because I want you guys to keep doing what you're doing, but I just want to be able to consume it differently.
Right. Other people are doing it, making money. You can do it.
I want the people that keep throwing the newspaper full of ads at the end of my driveway to stop.
Right. Bag and Save. I don't know if Bag and Save is still around.
I don't know who does it. I'm not sure who it is anymore that does that, but in the wintertime, it just ended up in my snow blower.
Yeah.
Or in the summertime, it's a wet, sloppy mess at the end of my driveway that I go pick up.
It's gross.
Right? It never gets picked up. I don't know. Maybe some people do pick it up.
I've picked it up a few times. I don't know if I've ever used a coupon out of it.
I've never opened one up. And same way, I got a phone book about 2 months ago.
I threw mine. I just didn't even open it. Threw it away. It's ridiculous.
It was the size of an 8th grade girl's diary.
Right.
It was this little
you must
booklet.
have been popular.
Little booklet that was no bigger than. No, it was not like the yellow pages used to be. This isn't one you're going to sit on in the car.
Right. True.
Very uncomfortable.
Right.
Because it wouldn't reach the edges. Okay? You'd be hanging over.
And the people that work for them and sell advertising and work for the paper and sell subscriptions, best salespeople on the planet, especially the people that sell the ones you throw at the end of the driveway.
Obviously,
great salespeople.
People are still buying them.
Who's doing it?
But they're and like the yellow pages too. You flip through it and they still have their ads in there. And I get it. Well, I just went through this today. Upgraded my internet at home. And okay, cool. Well, okay, so what if I drop my landline? Yes, I still have a landline.
You have to because it's with
What if I drop
package,
my
right?
landline? Well, it used to be that you drop the landline, your price would go up $10 because you're not bundling. And you get a discount if you bundle.
So stupid.
So essentially, you're. So I said, all right, fine, I'll just keep it. Because if I get rid of it, it's not the charges that are deducted. The only thing you save are the taxes that are charged to your phone line, which is like 82 cents.
It's so stupid. That's the one thing that isn't overtaxed on digital is that, because otherwise other taxes on everything else, it just exorbitant.
It's big. It's ridiculous.
Blown out of the water taxes.
Exorbitant. You're
Huge.
right. You're right. Exorbitant.
Exorbitant.
Exorbitant. Big.
It's a lot easier to say. A lot easier to say.
So there. Start with that. Okay. We're going to get to voicemail. Yes, we are going to do that. We're going to get to voicemail. Did you want to talk story time yet, or did you want?
My story time's really, it's short. Story time, but it does go with a picture that you can get. It's on our Facebook page. It's pretty foul.
Okay,
but
I don't know where to put you then in the lineup.
I've heard that before.
Safford.
Usually toward the end. We went to Schramm Park yesterday.
I want to save this conversation because I got a question for you, being a baseball guy that you are.
Okay. Yeah, this story won't take long. We went to Schramm Park yesterday to get fishing licenses because that's going to do some fishing on Father's Day.
You got your state park licenses?
Not state park, just fishing.
You should get state park too. It's like what, $25?
Yeah, but I don't go.
Like for the year?
But I won't go more than
Mahoney.
one time. I
Go
mean,
to
honestly,
Schramm,
honestly,
Mahoney. Isn't Schramm one of them? No, Schramm.
Probably. I mean,
Schramm, Mahoney. But
Schramm,
any
the
places.
museum, like right when you go into Schramm, where the office is to get your license.
Yeah.
There's it's a really cool. It's always been there.
I
This
used to
little
love
kind
to
of
go to
little
Schramm.
aquarium.
Yeah.
But
That's where that giant fish, that big carp used to be.
Yep. And the big, huge catfish they caught in the river, the
The
110
catfish.
pounder.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Well, now that's a big, huge snapping turtle named Big Daddy Snapper or something like that. I don't know.
Oh.
But it used to be free, and it's not free anymore. To go,
I didn't know
and it's
that.
pretty expensive. It's like $7 for a kid, 12 and under, and then like 10 for adults. It's not cheap.
How big's the muse? Is it bigger than it used to be?
It's nicer than it used to be.
Well.
It's not bigger. It would take you about maybe 20 minutes to go through.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
When you used to go to, did you ever go to camp at Schramm Park? I used to go to 4-H camp every year.
Nope.
Until I was old enough, and then I was a counselor.
Ooh. Schramm Park's beautiful.
It's awesome.
It's like one of the ones
I
you
loved
don't
it.
hear about very much, but it's super close.
It's close. It's neat. They got canoeing. They've got
It's
like
fun.
when you go camping. There's like the camps that they have for the kids. So many things to do, and I'm sure way more than we used to do. But there was climbing, and there's rope stuff, and there's canoes, and
super awesome.
hiking, and all kinds of fun stuff, and then making fun stuff in the kitchen and hanging out with all. It was really cool. It was a really neat time.
Camp is fun.
It is.
But if you have Sprint, don't even think about getting a text message or a phone call out when you're down there. 0 bars.
It's called Off the
terrible.
Grid.
God, gives it instant anxiety is what it's called.
Did it really?
Oh yeah, I
Just
can't.
you were like,
Can't deal. That's one of my triggers. If I look up on an iPhone, if a message is sending, it's that little blue bar sliding across, and if it has stopped,
so you realize at
So
that
mad.
moment if something had happened, you had to find either somebody with Verizon, or, and I'm
Right.
making assumptions that Verizon is good there. You lose Verizon on Amelia Hill when you're driving to Ashland on Highway 6 every time. But
frustrating.
when you're in that place in that moment, and all of a sudden you don't have a phone, and you're like, what if
Yeah.
whatever it is happens now?
Yeah. And I don't know 90% of all the life-saving skills a person's supposed to know.
Because you need to Google
My
them.
dad got a violent cramp as we're walking up to, he got out of the car and walking up to the museum, like a cramp where it was like a softball under his skin by his hamstring. Oh. And he had to stop and walk it out and stop and walk. And like, Dad, I don't know CPR or anything that's going on. I said,
I'll
if you
go
want to
save
lay
you a
down in the
seat.
grass, right. We'll be by the carp tank. If you want to lay down, I'll stretch you out. That's all I got.
Well,
and so he worked it out. And
he
he's
says,
fine.
I'll handle it myself,
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
I'm good.
Because my dad goes, Bennett, you might need to give me CPR. And Bennett's like, well, it's been nice knowing you, Grandpa.
No, stop. That's terrible.
So we went in to get the fishing licenses, and we're walking around the little museum. You know,
Yeah.
we went to get. My dad has some pass, maybe it is the park pass. You can get into that as well. Not having to pay cash.
It wouldn't surprise me that your dad has the passes.
He knows that. He walks in, no word of a lie. The lady behind the counter goes, "Hey, Frank!" I swear to God.
That's why they asked for him to host the Waterloo Festival and be on stage.
He just had a previous commitment.
He knows everybody.
Another MC gig. So, and we walk inside, and there's an area where it's like this ultra close up, like 50 times X zoom camera. It's like basically a microscope, but you can magnify things. You can put your hand under there, like your ring, your watch, and just see it ultra close up. So I put my hand. I don't like my hands anyway. What guy says that? But I have my. I've had terrible cuticles my entire life. Like
you
just my
have
fingers.
to put some oil on them.
I do almost every day, and I still just have bad cuticles.
I do it I do it often. I'm the same way.
I'm
I
just
get
obsessed with my my cuticles. I think it looks ratty if you have ratty cuticles.
Do you ever go in for a manicure?
I have a couple times. It's awesome.
You got to do it more often than 2.
Yeah,
It's got to be a regular deal.
It's expensive.
But you get the basic one. It shouldn't be real expensive.
Yeah, I should just.
And you should just once a week go in and do it. See, and just try it 3 or 4 weeks in a row and see what kind of difference it is.
All right, I'll try.
A little
it.
investment
I don't
in
mind.
yourself.
I'll try.
I'll make it a test. Charge it to the company.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
I don't even have a business card. You got to give me that first.
Business expense. Okay.
That's right. For the podcast. Yeah. So there's this ultra magnifying camera thingy dealy. So I put my hand underneath there, and my hand, it zooms in really close. I'm like, oh man, that's incredible how the hairs look huge. And it's just really super neat. But I notice I'm on the smallest magnification, like the widest, biggest magnification, not the closest up. So it's like not zoomed in the most.
Oh, okay.
So I put my cuticles underneath there, and the first picture is like, oh man, I do need. And then I zoomed in, click, 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 a couple clicks larger.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my, Sophie, like almost went to puke and walked away.
Call the ambulance.
It was terrible. And then I clicked on the next one and zoomed in. And honestly, it looks like there's pus.
No, stop.
You want to see it? It's on our Facebook page. You can see it right now. It's absolutely filthy. And yesterday,
filthy.
I was having a good nail day. I thought like
hygiene was
my
on
cuticles.
point?
Like, yeah, I'm gonna bring this over to you real quick.
Okay.
Just so you can see.
Watch your headphones.
I will.
What nail is that?
That's my finger. One of my fingers.
Hold the smoke here.
Look at that.
What the hey?
Look at that. It looks like pus.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does on the top. The finger.
You have ridges in your nails. You need more vitamins.
Yeah, whatever.
Something like that. I don't know what it means. I have no idea.
I don't know either. That is isn't that gross?
Okay, like I have like the 10x mirror.
Yeah.
So my little 10x mirror that I use when I want to get really like hyper focus, over focus on my face and the pores and everything else. So I have that, and if I put my fingers so I can see them in the 10x mirror, that's enough to make me crazy.
It's right. It's too
crazy. So I can't imagine a
close.
microscope. No.
Awful.
So you posted those, huh?
Yep, they're on our Facebook page. I posted that one, and then there was and they have a wall of fur where you can like with the animal, and they have a little square of like fur, so you can the kids. It's in the kids area, so you
That's
can
fun.
feel what a raccoon feels like and whatever. So I had Sophie close her eyes, and we played guess the fur. And
So it's a really great idea
gross.
until you tell the kids how they got that.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, just say. But I was going to say, be careful what you're posting on Facebook. Inappropriate conduct and content. Yeah, right.
I know it's gross. People are gonna think I have an
People have
infection on my
been
nail.
disappearing like crazy on Facebook. Just saying. That's cool though. I like Schramm Park. I like
was
any
fun.
of the parks. So,
was fun.
when's the last time, like at Mahoney, that you went to the top of the?
I never have.
Haven't you?
Beth and I were talking about that a couple months ago.
I
I've
did
never been
that-
to the top of it.
It's probably a couple of years ago. The last time that I did, we used to go out there all the time for any kind of family stuff. We'd just meet out at Mahoney. That's why I would get the pass every year.
Yeah.
Because we'd go out there 3 or 4 times for sure to Mahoney, let alone any other stuff that you wanted to zip into Memphis or zip in over here.
Zip into
You never know when it
Memphis.
might strike you.
If any of you guys are listening, you just want to zip into
If
Memphis.
you do, go to Don's Bar.
Yeah.
Just going to say.
Okay.
It's right there. You can't miss it. So
Zip into Memphis. Is that a Michael Cohen song? Or Mark Cohen, I mean?
it was probably his cousins. I think his cousin wrote that one, Zip into Memphis. He said, I think I got a better idea.
A little catchier.
Thanks. Nice try, Kevin. So anyway, okay, back to what we were talking about. 2 things. First,
Okay.
Frank, when's he coming in to do his show?
He said he's preparing, so I don't know what that means.
Show prep?
Yeah. He may have work. Has to work and figure out his times. It's not. Believe me, it's not that he's shy.
Okay, because he's planning on it, right?
Oh yeah, he's planning on it for
Okay.
sure.
All right, second thing.
Yeah.
All right, putting you in the lineup. So explain to me, because I know bat and forth, that's usually your cleanup, right? This is
Yep.
bat and forth. You're going to hit the home run, bring them all home.
Yep.
So best place, worst place. You know how you rank if you're batting 4th or if you're batting
Last
9th.
9th is usually the
Because that is
9th is usually the weakest or the pitcher, and just because the pitcher usually isn't the strongest hitter, so it's
Okay.
usually last. If you are first, they are anticipating that you're probably going to get on base.
You'll
you're
get
the
on.
fastest. You're going to get on base, so you could potentially get on base. Second and third are probably your best hitters, like little single, double hitters.
Okay.
And maybe get that first person that was on first, get them over to third.
so you can load it up.
And the fourth is your power hitter, chance of getting multiple base hit. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, they're like average, hitters that are good.
But 9.
Yeah, 9 is just usually the pitcher. Usually,
So this is only good for the first inning. And then after that, it's all messed up.
Kinda. But if
Because you could have out, and you could be leading off with your fourth,
which would be
position.
fine because you could get a double or something maybe.
true.
But then
Okay.
if you're, at the bottom of the lineup, if you're, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and you get like the ninth person, whatever.
Yeah.
I think 9th gets a base hit or walks or something. Then you got the top of the lineup coming up, and then
Okay.
you got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So that's
Okay. I was just curious.
So if you're lucky enough to get somebody in the 7th, 8th position on base, and then 2 outs or less going to the top of the lineup, it's a
So
pretty
now I
good
don't feel
option.
so bad about being 7th or 8th.
Yeah, so you're fine. Hey, you're in the lineup.
7th. I got hits.
Yeah, you're in
That was
line.
a long time ago.
Okay, and I was thinking of this analogy. So weird that you brought this up. This analogy, Thomas Rhett's new CD is amazing, by the way.
Yes, it is.
It's
And
incredible.
honestly, I've been listening on Amazon Prime Music on the TV when I'm outside, and I just have it, bring it up, and then listen to. I can't remember what it's called. There's a playlist that they have put together, but it's got several of his songs
It's so
that
good.
are on. Really good.
Every song, and I started thinking of this baseball analogy while I was listening to one of the first few times I listened to this whole CD, and it's kind of like I'm going to talk to somebody who does this,
Okay.
who sings or puts albums together, and see if it's kind of the same concept. Like the first song on the album is
your
usually
tracks go.
fast. It's a good upbeat song, but it's not usually their like hit that they lead with.
Which
That's
is-
usually 3rd or 4th on the album. It's a great
Yeah.
song. It's catchy, and the farther you get in the album,
Deep
it's-
cuts.
Yeah, they're kind of like, and then usually sometimes they'll end the album with like a ballad or something slow,
Right.
So it's
Used
kind of
to
the
be,
same concept.
When you think about, and that's interesting you say that because you're still referring to, well, the CDs still go in the same order as records.
Mm-hmm.
When they had 45s and you had the B, the A and the B.
Yeah.
And the B trying to figure out what they're going to put. And several songs the B ended up being the better song. And I think that probably happens to a few albums too.
Once it
The
gets
order
out
that they
there.
put them on the CD, usually there is a method to the madness. Sometimes it's a story, and the way it evolves through the song. So maybe there's not one that's necessarily better, but it's just like part of the story. But some of them catch and some don't. But that's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, don't worry. I broaden our horizons.
Very nice. We can stay on the sports side of things.
Okay.
Did you see this story? This is the one that I almost had to pay Washington Post $1 for. Did you see the story that came out a few days ago about dodgeball being basically legalized bullying?
So stupid.
It's a tool of oppression, and
Overthink it much? I
There-
mean, we just need to pump the brakes.
there are some that say there should be a ban on dodgeball because it bullies children who are less athletic, or it teaches survival.
Right.
Because usually the smaller ones are the harder targets,
Correct.
right? And they're zippy,
Yeah. Wiry.
right? The bigger ones are more likely to catch it and put you out.
Bigger as in what? Because I was bigger, and before I had the reaction speed to get my arm around those big, humongous balls that we
Yes.
would use, I would usually bounce off my
playing
sternum.
it. I loved playing dodgeball. I thought,
It was so
And
much
I-
fun. And it never once crossed my mind, and I was one of the weaker ones because I was fat.
I didn't think they were coming after you.
Right. I never once thought I was being bullied. I just thought
I never thought that either.
I'm gonna not last
And I
very
wasn't
long.
the best at it by far, but
But I do remember winning some, and I remember those games and thinking really did a great job. I was sweaty AF.
yeah,
And the
which is
rest-
the point of recess.
Right.
And PE, I do too. I remember that, and another one that they're thinking also same way as Red Rover, because you can literally clothesline somebody on
Yeah,
purpose,
right.
And it's part of the game,
Right. And you're supposed to.
and you're supposed to. I love that.
So fun. So fun.
That and isn't tag another one too that they were talking about getting rid of? Tag, you're it.
Like isolate because it isolates people.
Yeah, because you're it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking too much. There are other things to think about. It's all cool.
Unbelievable.
Just gonna throw that. It's all cool. While we're at school, might as well grab this story too. The mom that was arrested because she confronted her son's bullies. 9-year-old son.
Yeah. How did she confront the bullies?
Well, she went to the school. They're third graders. She went to the school apparently, and the security footage caught her as she went into the classroom. That she was pointing her finger at the children, and I guess then she was pulled into another classroom with a teacher, and then abruptly left. But she posted on Facebook that she did sneak into the school to confront the kids that she believes, and she knew that this group of kids were the bullies. She didn't know in particular which one did what because her son wouldn't spill the beans.
No snitch.
Right? He didn't
knows
want
that
to.
snitches get stitches. So
But things that happened to, that's just the thing, is that she was pissed, and I don't blame her. Schools are in a bad situation here because they really can't punish them in a meaningful way. And these kids were circled. They'd circle her son. They pulled him off the slide. They were getting physical with him. And instead of them getting punished, her child was separated.
Yeah, that's not right. And the teachers are in a bad spot right in the instant too, because if a teacher does anything that's deemed inappropriate as far as you can't touch the kids, you can't, yell, you can't do anything. So what are the teachers supposed to do?
I don't know.
It's terrible.
But you need the parents to step up. The parents of the bullies, and you know who you are. You know if your kid's a little more aggressive or a little stronger than the others in a personality sense, that they're a little more in people's faces. But the mom apologized. She said she was absolutely wrong for doing what she did. And the sad part is that she's been banned from the school now.
Well, and if she snuck into the school, that's an issue by itself. Forget the confrontation.
Because the school was on, but she went right to the classroom instead of going. And I'm sure you have to go by the office.
That's right? And you video in the front, get buzzed in, go right to the office, get a tag. It's a whole system.
Right.
And I go to the school during the school year a couple times a week to drop stuff off. Usually, I know that's a lot, but every single time I have to show my ID. And I know, and Cindy, I see her every time, but she still has to ask for ID.
Got to have everything.
I get in so much trouble if I just went to the classroom.
You just went straight there. But when mom snapped, was when her son got pulled off the top of a slide during recess. And then that's when the school separated her son. So he had to play over here while the other students did what they were doing. And that was so they could watch him closer instead of watching them closer.
It wasn't his deal.
And she was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'd be pissed too. I get
and
it.
She's being punished. I mean, she can't go in for, go eat lunch with her son. She can't, go into the school for any of the events. She's banned from the school and probably down the road, they'll probably lighten it up and maybe look at it again. But I get it. I mean, that would just burn me. You know what? The first thing I thought of too was Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh yeah. That was a great scene.
That scene where oh my God.
Rebecca De Mornay plays one of the best crazy ladies ever.
Crazy nanny.
Yep.
And just had that little boy. And he's
legit.
That was it. Done. I'm out. Not going to mess with them no more. And then little Pinky swear, don't tell anybody. That movie gives me the creeps.
I know.
Too. I love that.
The look, her look when you can tell when she turns crazy. That look is insane.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Love it.
No bully's going to come back on that. Anyway, there you go.
All right, if you can remember any of your dodgeball stories, if you were a bully and you are now not, and you want to apologize, you can leave a voicemail for us at 402-403-9478.
Were you ever a bully? Besides to your brother.
Besides
to your brother.
Is that a legit, honest question?
I know you pushed your brother down the stairs in a laundry bat.
That's not a bully. That's just called being that's
big brother.
Big brother.
I love how you distinguish that. There are some little brothers that would like to contest.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's not bullying.
Because I didn't get my turn.
Yeah. Shut up, Mike. It's not bullying. Just saying.
Okay. No, I don't think I was a bully.
Yeah, I would know if I was, and I never was
think
bullied.
you would know.
I was made fun of, just like the typical looking back, but I was never bullied.
Yeah,
I mean, the nipple thing. I mean, I don't know if like the
nipple thing.
That purple nurple, but I don't. That's sad, but I don't look back. I look at it with perspective. I don't look at that as being bullied.
You know why? Because it served your future career well.
That's right. I have milked that story like crazy. Just like Bob milked my nipples.
Yeah.
I milked that story. 402-403. Thanks, Bob. 402-403-9478 is our voicemail number. This is Steph, I believe.
Hi, Pat and JT. This is Stephanie. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I've been trying to catch up because I'm the one who didn't start listening until 2.5 weeks ago. I am about halfway through episode 56, and I had to pause your show and call in and ask Pat, was your dad part vampire because of the fact that he would eat raw hamburger in chunks in his hand? What? I can't imagine that. You're talking about raisins being skin tags, but your dad is basically eating a dead cow straight out of a tube of hamburger package. What? Anyway, I just had to comment that sounds so extremely wrong, and I am a little nauseous now. Other than that, great listening to you guys. super fun. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.
That's awesome, Steph.
Yep.
We're going to have to address that with Frank.
He sure does. And I did just a couple weeks ago making burgers with my brother.
Oh my goodness.
We both just
Isn't that called? Didn't we talk about that then? Beef tartare,
beef tartare, yeah,
something like that.
I think it's I
remember a Bugs Bunny cartoon about that or something.
a very watered down version of beef tartare. Yeah, that other one.
like that?
So for some reason our voicemail machine's not working. That one worked, but this other one isn't working. So we can just wrap it up with that one because yeah, I don't know what the deal is, huh?
Beef tartare.
Stupid voicemail.
Recipe. I'm looking at beef tartare real quick because I think we talked about this before, and what's actually in it. Steak tartare.
Yeah, it's steak. It's not beef. It's not hamburger. It's like
made
sliced
from
steak.
raw ground meat, and it has other stuff mixed in it as well.
It's not just meat.
Not just a
but it's delicious.
handful of beef.
Yeah. So you can get it to our voicemail and we'll figure it out. Whatever. 402-403-9478. It's Pat and JT, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we all want to thank Kugler Vision as well for being a huge supporter of our podcast.
Kugler Vision had Dr. Lance Kugler in on the podcast a few episodes ago, which was great. Got to know him a little bit more away from the office,
right,
so to speak. But several people have let us know that they've set up their consultations. They're going to go in. It's a free consultation. As a matter of fact, kind of rephrasing this because it happens more often than not. And they're like, you know what? We might as well just say it. You can have the same day procedure, like go in for the consultation.
Oh, that's awesome.
And see, I remember when I went in for the consultation and then it was like, awesome, you're good to go. We're going to do X, Y, Z when you come back. And I'm like, oh.
And it's like a week or so later, usually.
Can we just do it now?
Right.
Let's just do it because I was excited. I was all geared up and ready to roll. And I was talking to Stephanie at their office the other day, and she said, "Yeah." She says, "You know what? Barring any reasons, there might be some things that pop up as a reason why they couldn't, but for the most part, you can look for same day procedure. So when you go to that consultation page on their website at kuglervision.com, you want to sign up for the free consultation." And just kind of be ready. You never know. But when they ask you where you heard about Kugler Vision.
Yeah, there's a little other box. Just put Pat and JT podcast or Pat and JT. We would appreciate that a lot.
Isn't that appropriate that we're other?
Yes, I'm good with that.
I'm good with that too.
Totally good with being another.
So it's kuglervision.com.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT podcast, a Parkville media production.